Hello and welcome back to Earth Rose Tarot. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Today is going to be a general tarot love reading for my Pisces. This is for Pisces and Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. It is a general reading, so it's not a personal one. So please do take what does resonate for you. Anything I say that doesn't resonate, leave it for somebody else. It's also a timeless reading. It's for whenever you come across it. And anything I say that resonates for you with the roles reversed, please go ahead and reverse them. Alright, if you're new to the channel, a huge welcome. Thank you so much for trying me out. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for all your amazing support. It means the world to me. Alright, so we're going to be looking at what's coming towards you next. Primarily in love, Pisces, but if messages come through relating to other aspects of life, I'll pass those on as well. So what's coming towards my Pisces next in love, please? For my Pisces, ooh, Lover's card is the first card out, Pisces. Wow. Bottom of the deck when that came out was the Sun, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Cups. Wow. Okay. King of Cups is also water energy. So it could be talking about yourself. Obviously it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Or it could be talking about your counterpart. It's a good start, Pisces. Good grief. What else can you tell me about his... okay. So I get some sort of message. So the cards just came out a bit awkwardly there. So I'll put them back and see what else comes out. But it was some sort of message about someone being standoffish and either hesitating or about making a choice. This would be like, I don't know what to choose, so I'm not going to choose anything yet. Okay. Alright, so let's get back to it. What's coming towards Pisces next in love, please? The Lovers is Gemini's Major Arcana, but it's going to come out a lot when it's a love reading. What's coming towards Pisces next in love, please? The King of Cups has come out now. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I can see a lot of cards here. The way this deck is acting very awkwardly for you, Pisces. So the Knight of Swords, but I can also see the King of Pentacles. And then I can see the Nine of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, Pisces, I got it. The first thing that's coming to mind is a bit of a spanner in the works, because it's like you're comfortably seeing one person. I don't mean comfortably like it's boring, but like you're contentedly seeing one person. Could be a King of Pentacles, for example. That's Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Doesn't have to be someone with who's at one of those signs, but that would be someone who you see long-term potential in. There's more a steadiness, there's a longevity, the potential for it, there's a reliability, loyalty. Doesn't mean you're in a long-term relationship. You could have just been starting to date that person and kind of see those qualities in them. Like that's someone who has their shiz together, has a good job, is mature. The spanner in the works could be hearing unexpectedly with the Knight of Swords from somebody else. And it may, if this is happening, it's going to leave you in quite the quandary because of there's a conflict between your desire for that person, but also it's like wondering if you're potentially sabotaging something with someone far more reliable. Let's get some more because I'm just riffing off of two cards here and obviously the cards from the bottom of the deck. So let's get some more for Pisces. What's coming towards them next in love? We've got the Magician. You have this power over potentially either the situation, Pisces, or you may have transformed somebody because of their desire for you, because we have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck as well. Why the Magician? Jeez Louise, the Star card. The Lovers, the Magician, the Star, and the King of Cups. Pisces, the Star is Aquarius' major arcana. When that came out, at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands, and behind it is the Two of Pentacles. There's that hesitation, there's that going back and forth, and then the deck split to show the Four of Wands as well. I say this very, very hesitantly, but it's giving that, and I'm not trying to give you YouTube clickbait or anything like this, but it's giving, we'll delve into it to get more shades, that you had someone who kept a wall up to any sort of idea of being serious about anybody and committing to anybody. That kind of standoffishness to making, like, no one would convince them to make a choice and choose just one person previously. That was their prerogative. No one was going to rush them. If they weren't going to make a choice, they weren't going to make a choice before. But it's almost like their desire for you, and this could be a little bit of FOMO from this person of basically, if you are moving on, then that could also be transforming their perspective on their desire. And this is, it's giving a little bit of this person reconsidering their previous staunch resistance to commitment. Let's just get some more. Why the King of... Tell me about this King of Cups, please. The Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Seven of Wands. Wow. Yeah. Damn. I mean, this is just giving that, like, this is the message that's coming through that I already described. Because I can see the Four of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and Death. This is the Death card is transformation. It's change. It's seeing behind the... It's pulling back the veil. It's pulling back the... It's not that, but it always reminds me of The Wizard of Oz, when it's like pulling back the curtain of, this... It's not that story at all with this card, but I always think of, like, the big, the big mechanical wizard that everyone is intimidated by or impressed by, pulling that back and realising it's I think it's just a little old man in The Wizard of Oz who's quite frail and vulnerable. So there's, other than it just confirming what I've already described, potentially this King of Cups could have had some sort of realisation themselves with the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands about keeping people at arm's length, about putting roadblocks in the way, or making mountains out of molehills in terms of reasons not to make anyone a solid offer. This could be a King of Cups who's realising that they have been acting a bit of an excuse machine to protect themselves from anyone finding out that they might not be a giant mechanical wizard after all. They might just be someone relatively vulnerable, as all humans are. We're just big old soft meat skins after all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get some more. For Pisces, please. Thank you. You have moving in reverse, and then moves in silence came out. I mean, that could be that someone is making moves, but they are making moves, but they're keeping it very quiet and trying to make other people think that this would be like if you're with somebody and I hope this never happens to you, and I hope this isn't what's happening, but this would be like thinking that everything's fine, living with somebody, and they are slowly, silently moving out, and then you don't really, you're like, is it less cluttered around here, or is it just my imagination? And it's, you know, after a couple of weeks, all they need to do is pick up their last rucksack and leave the keys and be like, oh, by the way, I'm gone. But the progress that they were making in terms of leaving was kept quiet. That's what that's giving me. Maybe that's you about... What is that about? What's this moves in silence? This could be you, Pisces, doing this to avoid bullies, or someone who will try and fight with you or pick a fight with you. Not bullies, but you know, like to avoid confrontation. To avoid people who force what they want. This could be this... I need to find out who this is about. The Forcer card came out. Forces things on you, forces their way in, uses force to get what they want, etc. So someone is making some sort of moves behind the scenes. So because... For example, I was talking about that kind of moving out scenario. Obviously, that could be like housemates, could be friends. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It's also just complete imagination. It's not. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I'm just giving you the example. I mean, if it was like friends, housemates, it would be like someone doing it that way because they feel like if they were to outright say to their housemate, "I want to move out. I'm going to be moving out. Here's my last day," then that housemate's going to make things exceptionally difficult, or is going to argue with them, cause issues for them, or find some sort of way to make that other person stay. Guilt trips, you know, threatening legal action on them. So someone here is trying to remove their chance, the person who's forceful or who will act up or say anything to get what they want. They're trying to remove that person's power by leaving under their nose, but they don't realize that's what's happening. What's that relating to? Tell me about this whole moving thing. King of Cups, my God, and the fuck. This is a teeny tiny deck. So King of Cups with Temperance, which is Sagittarius Major Arcana. Sagittarius' name jumped into my head whilst I was saying my preamble for you Pisces as well. So some of you could be dealing with a Sag, but you don't have to be. But this is also talking about, I mean, the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands, by the way. So this King of Cups is choosing peace. Is choosing some peace and quiet by acting in this way. Bear in mind that's who I was saying from the first tarot deck is has had some sort of realization, but they are making these moves quietly. This could even be like they're moving in with you. No one's gonna know until like you've been living together for a year, because they don't want the aggro. Why are they moving in silence? Why are they... The Fool? Wow, literally, look at that. I mean, this is moving as well. This is the Fool. This is either leaving somewhere or the Lovers. Good gravy. Okay. Pisces, you've got someone either leaving another situation, as I've described. Hopefully, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, whether that would be a harsh thing to do or not. Maybe it is the only way they feel like they've been left to act. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But either they're leaving someone, or another situation behind silently. I don't see ghosting. I see them leaving, but them packing up all their shit, that's what they're doing quietly. So the person doesn't know they're leaving until it's like, here are the keys, I'm gone. So either that to come towards you, or they are coming towards you and being with you, but it's all being kept quiet. Can you give me any more about why they feel the need to do it that way? What influence has them wanting to move in silence? This is someone you work with. Some of you could be someone you work with. The Ace of Pentacles came out as well. Anything else you can tell me? So this King of Cups has come to a realization that where they had been as well was the cause for the blockages for them being happy. Tell me about the Seven of Wands. Hang on. Five of Wands, Five of Swords. When I asked about the Seven of Wands, there's that there's the conflict that they're trying to avoid by how they're acting next. There is someone who they can't have a conversation with, I would say, Pisces. So this could all be you, by the way, as well. I'm talking about the King of Cups as if it's somebody else, but this could also be you deciding to take this action quietly and make it happen. Because basically, whoever this King of Cups is, there is a realization that they have to detach from where they have been because it's holding them back. And where they have been is in an environment where they can't even have a conversation about their desires, how they feel. There's no communication that is possible. So this would be like trying to have a conversation about how they feel, what they need, and it's shut down, or it's like it's not, they're not being heard. There's no chance for discussion where they have been. They're also realizing that they're up against an immovable blockage that they may have been trying to chip away at before. But there was a lot of fear which was being put in their head about making some sort of choice. What was the fear? What was the threat? I strongly get this person feeling threatened into that they couldn't make a choice. But like anytime they wanted to have a discussion about that, can we maybe go back to the drawing board in this? Can we talk out? Because I don't feel like I want you to reconsider, let's just say, and see my side of things. That was completely out of the question. So what were they being threatened with? Oh wow, look at that. Stop shuffling. The Devil is at the bottom of the deck. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords, good gravy. King of Swords. Oh my god. Oh, I thought she'd be in there as well. This deck is tiny. King of Swords, then the Page of Cups, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. For some of you, this is about someone who had the influence of, listen, could be a friend, could be a parent, could be an ex, who was dictating how this King of Cups lived. And Maybe there was a time where this King of Cups felt like, I'll just keep working at this and I will chip away. This would be like, say if it was they were fresh out of a breakup with somebody and their ex was like, you cannot get into a new relationship with anyone else after what we've just been through. This would be like this King of Cups thought, let me just give it, let me give them 6 months. Okay, let me give them a year, like to be fair, to give them like and then they'll start to see things from my perspective that now not enough time has passed, where I've met with this restrictions that they've put on me and I've gone along with it and I've, kept making my case, but at the same time, I'll keep accepting the restrictions. They have come to a realization that they were never actually going to be allowed by that person. Do you see what I mean? To like, if this was a parent, this parent might be like, no, you can't until you've saved 50 grand. Because, if you get into another relationship and that tanks and then your mind is all over the place and you can't focus on your finances again, I'm not going to be there for you again. So you have to, this is like moving the goalposts. So maybe that King of Cups saved, in this hypothetical, saved 50 grand for their stability for the future. Then this person is like, well, you still can't get into a relationship with anyone. Maybe this time you should save 100 grand. It's that kind of thing. But basically, so this person, this King of Cups, is taking action to make their desires reality. There could be an element of, in some way they feel like they're losing you, Pisces, which is what I was getting at the start. And that has... It's 7 p.m. If you can hear the drunk people in the background. Anyway, as I was saying, could be an element which is a catalyst of this person. I see a bit of liberation from being under the thumb of someone who had control over them. I mean, what I got right near the start about this, like, this refusal to make a choice, what I actually saw was the Emperor, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Swords. It could actually have been that Emperor was this influence, which for some reason they were dictating whether the choices that this King of Cups made, and they were withholding it. It's also like almost like a bit of illusion that at some point they would relent and the King of Cups could choose what they wanted. But what I'm getting here with that Five of Wands, Five of Swords, they were never planning to relent. They wanted to keep that King of Cups in this indefinite struggle, but indefinitely on the struggle bus, basically. Maybe either fighting for their approval to live the life that they wanted, something like that. But basically, so yeah, that's why this King of Cups is now... They have healed a part of them which kept them in the place that they have been energetically. But they're prioritizing Ace of Pentacles with the Sun from that tiny deck. They are prioritizing their happiness. But whichever controlling influence they had, who wanted to keep it like that because it suited them, is not going to find out that this King of Cups has made this move until it's already made, until they've already left the building and they're just dropping their keys off, or they've already moved in with you, Pisces, and you guys have been together for a year. That's when they're basically taking the power out of the person's hands who thought that, who liked being in control, without that person knowing until it's too late and their power has already gone. Okay. How is Pisces going to be feeling about what is coming towards them next in love? Wow, the Hierophant. Oh my god. The deck split. I can see the Three of Pentacles. And then the other end is the Nine of Swords, and underneath it is the King of Cups. I think that's the third time I've seen him. There are so many people involved. Like, underneath the Nine of Swords, King of Cups, and then the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. I was shuffling for like a good 2 minutes there, this deck, and 3 kings are all next to each other. I don't know if these were friends or family members representing those other kings. Well, tell me more about how Pisces is going to be feeling about what happens next. The Magician. Okay. Whoa. So even now... Okay. Pisces, a combination of... I mean, the Magician came out on top of the Hierophant. So this is... You're going to be feeling like you have everything you... you're completely capable to make the future happen that you want, to live the life that you believe in, to stick to your path of the future that you've imagined, that your moral compass. You're going to feel powerful in some sense to make your vision for the future a reality. But you are also going to be feeling an element that you can't speak on it with the Five of Swords here. Interestingly, okay, hold on. Why did that come out before I say that? So the Seven of Wands just came out in reverse. I've been talking about the Seven of Wands a lot because this King of Cups has had this realization about the restrictions or the roadblocks that have been put in front of them for some time. So... Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles when this came out with the deck split, but I've got the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords. And then this is what threw me. I was like, let me just get a few more cards. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords came out like this, surrounding the King of Cups. You see, this King of Cups could have two very influential in their life, two friends, two brothers. I mean, they are kings, but they could be women in real life. But there are almost like two, God, the word, associates. It's not the word, but like two people that they go to for advice that are very influential in their life. One could be very smart, intelligent, intellectual, logical, analytical. One person could be more wealthy, and therefore someone that they turn to either for monetary advice or support or investment, or someone that they collaborate with in their work. But it's like they're standing around this King of Cups like bodyguards. The weird thing is, Pisces, that I get this when I said near the start that this whole thing is going to put you in a bit of a quandary, and it's like you're so happy getting what you want, but you also feel like you have to be slightly deceptive about it, which can be a bit of a fly in the ointment here, because it's like the resistance or the restrictions have gone. Being with this King of Cups, this King of Cups has stopped. They've realized that they're pushing you away, and they are changing, they're transforming, and they're making their wish fulfillment happen with you. You also are going to be feeling like you can now have the future that you envisioned in some ways, and the pushback from the King of Cups has stopped. They've stopped keeping you at arm's length and keeping you out of their inner sanctum. But you feel, it's almost like this person saying, but you can't tell people that we're together. And you may feel like you have to not acknowledge what is really happening, or not let people know what is going on with you, and almost either pretend that it's over between you and the King of Cups. It's very strange. Well, maybe it's not that strange, but it's an odd message. That's what I mean. Any messages here for Pisces, please? Oh my God. Okay, so overwhelmed and commitment came out together. Overwhelmed, the stress from this is draining me, and commitment, I want you to be a part of my future. Reunion, we will always come back to each other. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like you're actually reuniting with this King of Cups who you wanted before. I feel like the stress is going to be a little bit of like underhanded. You might just be like, you want to be able to be loud and open and... I'll use that deck already, hold on. And vocal about what's happening here. There's time and pride, waiting, cycles, moments, arrogance, ego, stubborn. And the deck split is a different deck. The deck split to show bluff and commitment. Bluff is pretending, mask, and commitment, obviously marriage, promises, fidelity. Pisces, essentially what you have coming towards you is someone that you wanted to be closer to commit to you, and vice versa. You're kind of getting the commitment that you wanted, but with a caveat that you can't tell anyone that you have the commitment that you wanted. And it seems to be that you might be being asked to do this. It might be for the sake of the pride of the King of Cups slightly, because they don't want to get a lot of flack for what they're choosing to do. Or you could also be being asked to do this and, wait to announce what's going on between the two of you for the sake of the ego of whoever was telling them, no, you do things on my time scale. So one of their bodyguards, like one of their associates who apparently have the say over this King of Cups' life, you might be being asked to wait and and pretend that the two of you aren't in a commitment until enough time has passed, so that their bodyguards kind of get over it. Why the mistakes card came out? Why did the mistakes card come out? Okay, hold on. I would just be cautious as well, because you may... there's someone here who might end up feeling like they made a mistake and this isn't going to be possible. And we've got mistakes, as I said, came out, then hopeless, and then possibilities in reverse, and fantasy. So it's feeling like this wasn't really doable. This was just a fantasy, and then realizations. What's the realizations? Oof. hold on. Uh, Listen, for some of you, I have to be honest, there is a bit of a caution message here, because this King of Cups may take this action in silence and think that they can get away with it, but there could be trouble that comes from whoever was trying to stop them from doing this. God. Finding out, basically. If whoever they were trying to hide it from finds out, you just have to. You have to be sure this King of Cups is going to not run back to their keepers if the keeper finds out that this is the action they've taken. So obviously they're doing this, you know, rather, as I said, rather than avoid the having to stand up to whoever is forcing their decisions on them. They're taking this action to make it happen with you because this is what they truly wish and desire. But there is also this like, if you go along with this, Pisces, in this manner and pretend that the two of you aren't together, there is just a bit of a warning that, you know, living in like a Five of Swords can talk about a false victory, because it's doing things, as I said, slightly underhandedly. And obviously I understand wanting to get away from a controlling, forceful presence. But if then when that forceful presence finds out, if they're going to snap their fingers and the King of Cups is going to rubber band back to them, because they're going to feel like, oh, I should never have believed that I could really be happy. This was just a fantasy. And my family, or whoever this is, are never going to allow us to be happy. That is going to cause a lot of upset and a lot of pain. So it's almost like I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you here, because it's I wouldn't know. I can't tell you exactly what to do here, basically. It's just giving you caution. And maybe there's an element of needing to somehow really honestly confirm with this King of Cups that whoever was blocking this finds out in a year, if this was like their ex or something, maybe they have family with that ex, and their ex is going to say, right, well, now I found out, you're not going to see your child again. I don't know, God forbid. But whatever it is that was keeping them stuck before, if they couldn't stand up to them, are they going to stand up to them in a year or 2 years or whatever, when you've been keeping it quiet and they find out? Or are they just going to rubber band back? That's what I've got for you this time, Pisces. I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching and for all your amazing support. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. I'd love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, you just want to say thank you, then leave me a comment. I wish you all my very best. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.